Homework and critical thinking for young school-aged children. 1. When it comes to homework, setting up assignments can be tricky for parents. There is a need to create a space where the child feels safe. Obviously, a computer is required, but don't forget to make the space comfortable with things like plants, etc. It is also important to create an area away from any distractions such as the TV or other children playing. Create a space for the child to feel safe to speak, write and/or draw what is on their mind. Create a space where the child can express themselves by putting up pictures and words or writing their thoughts on paper. The importance of expressing what is inside is crucial. The most important element to a successful homework session is for a parent to help and encourage their child by just being there while the child is completing their homework. Parents should be the first person to provide help when a child asks for it. It is important for parents to provide a calm, consistent environment. They should also encourage their child's self-confidence by praising hard work, perseverance and effort rather than focusing on mistakes. 2. How to speak to your child's teacher about your child's possible educational problems. It's a difficult conversation for any parent to have, but if you suspect your child is struggling in school, it's important to talk to the teacher. You want to be sure your child is getting the help they need and that they are not being left behind. This section of the book will cover what you should talk about when speaking with your child's teacher, how to make sure you're on the same page as the teacher, and what information you should bring with you. What to talk about. To get a good understanding of your child's strengths and weaknesses, it's important to talk about what has been going well for your child as well as what has not. To do this, it is best to have a general conversation with the teacher about what is going on at home and in school. When talking with the teacher, you want to focus on areas where your child may be struggling so that they can receive the help they need. You should also mention any issues with peer relationships so that the teacher can work on those areas. Pictures of your child in school and at home are also good conversation starters. The teacher needs to see what your child looks like so they can identify any potential learning differences you might have noticed, such as difficulty reading or writing, or an inability to follow directions. There are so many different factors to consider, like your child's age, interests and learning style. The best way to find a homework routine that works for everybody is to sit down with your child and work out a plan that suits them. There are a few general guidelines we like to follow when it comes to homework. For younger/easier assignments, try 2 pages a night. If your child has difficulty focusing, try 1 page per night. If they're having a hard time with the work, break it up into smaller tasks so they don't feel overwhelmed. Don't underestimate the value of involving your child in homework decisions, especially when it comes to topics that are difficult for them to understand or are unrelatable in some way. Whether you want your child to help you decide what to do about an area of study that interests them or ask for their input on which topic they'd like to learn more about, allowing them to weigh in on the decision will help reinforce the importance of learning and give your child a sense of ownership over their education. Emphasize your child's strengths even if they're not doing well at school. There are plenty of non-traditional ways that children can succeed in learning. There are plenty of ways that they can be successful in learning, see de Bono's hats. Improving is the goal, and you don't have to have them do it perfectly to help them improve. Give your child some basic guidelines as to what to expect from them, and then let them decide how well they are following your guidelines. An example of alternative learning that can be applied to homework as a game is you could teach your children the importance of reducing screen time. Turning screens off when they're done for the day teaches time management skills that are directly transferable to homework. Set a timer to count down how long the children can use their screen for each day, and make sure to enforce it by taking away their device when time runs out. Children can be taught this skill easily. Simply tell them that once the timer turns off, the game will end. This teaches self-discipline, an essential skill for completing homework. You start your homework and do not stop until it is finished. Families can play this together. If you have a family who enjoys playing games, get them to take turns with each other, or divide your children among siblings and parents.